Good evening, everybody. I am staying in a hotel in Picayune, Mississippi tonight. And it is my March 23rd, 2025 ride recap. Riding across America. So far, I've made it from St. Augustine on the East Coast to Picayune, Mississippi. Took yesterday off because I was hanging out with some new amazing friends. That is explained in earlier videos. But today was an easy ride. I did, it was only 30 miles to get from Bay St. Louis to Picayune. But I got here too early to check into the motel. Got a motel here in Picayune because there didn't look like anything that I could reach that would work for me tonight past Picayune. Picayune, there was a couple of cheap motels to choose from. Unfortunately, those were all booked, but I got a halfway decent rate at the Holiday Inn Express. So yeah, anyways, I got to Picayune, rode around for a little bit. So I ended up with just over 37 miles today. All flat ground, so only 344 feet of elevation today. Weather was perfect. It was a little bit overcast at times and then bright sunshine, but like in the 80s, and a south wind, which is awesome because I was riding north. So a little bit of a tailwind all day made it getting to Picayune extremely easy, and that's why I got here too early. And really contemplated on just keeping going and going really far today. But like I said, looking on Google Maps, it just didn't look like there was any place I'd be able to find an affordable place to stay indoors because we're supposed to have severe weather tonight. So, pretty easy day today after hanging out with my new friends and relaxing, taking a day off yesterday. It is Sunday, so we could go over my Sunday Strava stats. I forgot to do this last week, so let's dive in. So on Strava, it'll keep track of all your stuff, all your rides, and it gives you your weekly status, your year-to-date numbers. It gives you a bunch of stuff. But on Sundays, that's when you have your total Sunday to Sunday, what you rode. So this week, I rode 230 miles, and I hit the wrong button on my phone and lost it. So yeah, 230 miles ridden. I spent 25 hours and 36 minutes pedaling this week. I gained 4,676 feet of elevation this week. So that's not a bad week. Year to date, so since January 1st, I have ridden 1,276 miles. Now, let me see if I can go back to last week, because last Sunday, I didn't post my Strava stats. But I did take a screenshot of them. So that's what I'm looking for on ye old phone. So last week I did 252 miles, which took me 29 hours to pedal, and I gained around the same, about 4,637 feet of elevation. So pretty similar stats from last Sunday to this Sunday, over 200 miles a week. It's not bad, especially considering I've been taking breaks for weather and taking breaks to rest, taking breaks to enjoy the company of friends. So yeah, I'm happy with those numbers. The ride was going kind of crappy through Mobile, and I was getting pretty down on myself. And then last few days, things have really turned around and picked up. It's getting to the end of the month, and I'm over budget on the trip, so money's gonna be a little tight this week until I get paid again on the 1st. But I'll get by. My biggest concern tonight is I've got a broken spoke on my back wheel. And looking on Google Maps and trying to figure out where there's a bicycle shop. There's not a bicycle shop anywhere near here. So tomorrow I'm gonna ask around my people at the front desk if they know of any bicycle repair shops in Picayune, or at least close to Picayune. If not, I'm just gonna continue on with a broken spoke and see how far I can get. And hopefully find a bike shop. The closest Trek bike shop I can find online is 70 miles from here. So that's, and that's not even in the right direction. It's south of here. So I want to continue north and west. At this point of the trip, I've come all the way across the panhandle of Florida, lower Alabama, lower Mississippi. And now, when I left Bay St. Louis, I had to go north because I could not continue west on Highway 90. The only way to continue west from Bay St. Louis is on Interstate 10 because the Highway 90 bridge apparently has been out for a couple of years and they have no intention of fixing it. So, as far as I know, it's illegal to ride your bicycle on the interstate, so I had to go north. And I wanted to turn north at some point on this trip anyway, so I did. I rode north today, and for the next few days, that's what my plan is, to just go north and then west, north and west, just kind of work my way towards the Grand Canyon. That's my two goals. I want to get to the Grand Canyon and then to the Pacific Ocean and then wrap up the trip. Who knows how long that's going to take, but that's the goal. And it's going pretty well so far. I've had some down moments, I've had some great up moments, but I still just keep chugging along. And that is the ride recap / Strava Sunday stats for everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying this. And if you think you know anybody who might want to watch and keep track of an old veteran riding his bicycle across the country, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. And if anybody would like to support me and help me financially get across the country, in my YouTube, on my YouTube page, channel page, in I think the notes, there's a link to my Cash App and my Venmo. I don't like asking people for money, and if nobody gives me money, I'm fine. I'll just do just fine. But if anybody would like to help and make it more comfortable for me and make it easier to get bike repairs and stuff like that, I've spent a lot of money on tires already this trip. But I have had family and friends give me some money too, so I'm all good. No worries. Good night, everybody.